What if I told you that one simple oil choice could decide whether your engine lasts 120,000 miles or 400,000 miles? Same car, same engine, same driver, but three different oils: 0W-20, 5W-30, and 5W-40. And the results? They were not what most people expect. Here's the shocking part. The oil most manufacturers recommend did not win. In fact, in our real-world engine testing, one oil caused higher operating temperatures, faster viscosity breakdown, and higher metal wear, even though it's approved in most owners' manuals. Today, we're not talking opinions. We're not repeating internet myths. We're breaking down actual engine data, oil analysis, temperature behavior, wear metals, and long-term protection. And by the end of this video, you'll know which oil truly protects your engine and which one quietly sacrifices longevity for fuel economy. Stay till the end, because the winner surprised even experienced mechanics. Welcome to Motor Mindset. Let's separate what sounds right from what actually works. Every oil debate honestly sounds the same. You always hear thinner oil is better. Then someone else chimes in, no, thicker oil protects more. And of course, there's always that person who says, just follow the manual. But here's the truth most drivers never hear. Your owner's manual is written for compliance, not longevity. It's actually optimized for things like fuel economy tests, emissions, targets, government regulations, and warranty averages. But not for, extreme heat, high mileage, stop-and-go traffic, long highway runs, or real-world abuse. Manufacturers don't get rewarded for engines lasting 400,000 miles. They get rewarded for passing tests today. So, instead of arguing online, we tested it. Alright, so, here's the deal. There were no tricks, no bias, no marketing games, honestly. We used a modern, naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine with tight factory tolerances and direct injection. The car was driven under identical conditions. Same driver, same route, same fuel, same oil change interval, and the same filters. The only thing that changed, really, was the oil viscosity. Now, let's talk about the test phases. Phase 1, 0W-20, full synthetic. Phase 2, 5W-30, full synthetic. Phase 3, 5W-40, full synthetic. Each oil ran for 7,500 miles. We measured everything using used oil analysis, oil temperature logging, and internal inspection. No opinions here, just data. Okay, before we get into the results, you really need to understand this bit. Oil doesn't just lubricate your engine, it actually creates a protective film between all those metal parts. And that film has to do a few important things. It needs to stay thick enough even when it gets hot, resist being sheared apart, and yeah, it has to flow quickly when you start up your engine. So, let's talk about 0W-20. It's extremely thin when it's at operating temperature, and honestly, it's designed mainly for fuel economy. But it does have less margin when things get really stressful inside the engine. Now 5W-30 gives you a more balanced viscosity, a stronger oil film, and better resistance to heat. If you go up to 5W-40, you get the thickest oil film and the highest shear stability, which is really made for heavy loads. But here's the thing. Every oil makes a trade-off. So, the real question is, which trade-off actually protects your engine best? Let's start with the manufacturer favorite. So, what did 0W-20 do well? Well, it gave us fast cold start lubrication, the lowest friction, and, yeah, the best fuel economy. We're talking about a gain of around 0.7 miles per gallon. On paper, it looks perfect. But inside the engine, here's what we saw. Oil temperatures were about 8 to 12 degrees Fahrenheit higher. There was a viscosity loss of 13%, and honestly, increased iron and aluminum wear. When we inspected the valve train, we noticed early varnish, a thinner oil film after shutdown, and, well, the oil darkened faster. Here's a quick mechanic note. This oil works, but it works harder. There's just less margin, and honestly, less forgiveness. Here's what nobody tells you. 0W-20 actually has the smallest safety margin out there. That means, well, heat affects it faster, shear breaks it down sooner, and honestly, stop-and-go traffic just hurts it more. This oil doesn't kill engines fast, it kills them slowly, and by the time damage shows up, the warranty is, already gone. Now, let's talk about the middle ground. 5W-30. Same engine, same driving, same interval. The difference? It's immediate. Alright, let's talk results. Oil temperatures dropped by 6 to 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Viscosity loss was kept under 5%, which is actually quite impressive. Wear metals, they dropped by about 35 to 40%. Bearings looked cleaner, and the cam lobes showed a stronger oil film. There was also less varnish overall. And what about fuel economy? Well, it was only 0.3 miles per gallon lower than 0W-20. Honestly, that's just pennies. So, Section 7. Why do mechanics quietly prefer 5W-30? We asked experienced technicians just one question. What oil do you run in your own car? One master mechanic told us, I don't chase thin oil, I chase stability. 5W-30 offers better thermal control, better shear resistance, and better long-term balance. It might not win regulations, but it definitely protects metal. Alright, now we're on to the heavyweight. On paper, 5W-40 looks, honestly, kind of unbeatable. What really impressed us was that temps dropped another 3 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit, viscosity loss was under 2%, and wear metals were extremely low. And that was under long highway pulls, high RPM, and heavy load. This oil was honestly just rock solid. But you know, protection isn't just about thickness, it's about flow as well. We did notice slightly slower cold circulation, higher pumping resistance, and honestly, less benefit in short trips. If your commute is, say, 10 minutes, you're just not really using its strength. And here's the mechanic's truth. 5W-40 is a specialist, not an all-rounder. Alright, so let's take a look at the side-by-side results. Starting with 0W-20, it gives you the best miles per gallon, but, well, it also has the highest wear and the fastest breakdown. Moving on to 5W-30, that's got the best balance overall, with the lowest overall wear and the best daily protection. And finally, 5W-40, that's your best bet for extreme heat, and it delivers the lowest wear under load, but honestly, it's a bit of overkill if you're just doing light driving. So, for real drivers out there, real traffic, real heat, real mileage, well, 5W-30 won. It's not the thinnest, and you know, it's not the thickest either, but honestly, it turned out to be the most balanced. Here's the quiet truth. A lot of engines designed for 0W-20 were actually originally validated with 5W-30. The switch happened because of fuel economy mandates and emissions pressure. But it's the same engine, same metal. Just, well, different priorities. At the end of the day, your engine doesn't care about regulations. It cares about oil film strength, heat control, and stability over time. In our test, 0W-20 worked, but yeah, it wore faster. 5W-40 protected, but wasn't always needed. 5W-30 quietly did everything right. And that's exactly why it won. So let me ask you, what oil are you running right now? And why did you choose it? Drop it in the comments. Because honestly, the biggest engine mistake isn't using the wrong oil. It's never questioning whether the recommended one is truly the best.